Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Business Talk episode 4. And we're getting into a discussion today that has to do with the amount of back and forth that's taken place on the article that I posted yesterday. When the news was announced that Jerry Lorenzo was going to take over, and I didn't even know he was taking over. I just knew that he had signed with Adidas. So what has come out now are more details, and it seems that Jerry Lorenzo is taking over the basketball division, and he will be the global director of basketball. And so we've been having a very animated discussion on LinkedIn. And what I wanted to do was bring that LinkedIn discussion over to the people that are on YouTube, because you guys kind of initiated you initiated the conversation on YouTube, and I carry some of the ideas and discussions that you guys kind of talked about over there into my discussion over here on LinkedIn, where it's obvious that the feedback for this video is very strong. So you got these people who are looking at the information, and then you come back here and you have this long back and forth. And these are the important points that I want you guys to notice. E. Scott Morris is legendary. If you don't know who he is and you're watching this channel and you consider yourself a part of sneaker culture, go and get it in and know who he is. All right, now that's just me celebrating E. Scott. Sean Williams, obsessive sneaker disorder, commenting on this, and we're going back and forth. And then Jason Burke, who's with Matterkind, who also runs a sneaker website. I can't even think of the name of it right now. And then we got John, who's a designer at Superdry. So we have all of this back and forth going on. And I said, you know what? We need a little bit of background information on not necessarily Jerry Lorenzo, okay? Not necessarily Jerry Lorenzo. I, for one, have an opinion that I'm not a big fan of the idea that Jerry Lorenzo is going to come in and be the savior for Adidas basketball. And the reason I'm not a big fan of that, and I know he's connected to Kanye and that his work on, Nike and the products that he made with Nike, they were fantastic. But this is the thing that we all have to think about when we look at collabs with designers. Those things are very small in scope. All right. So in some instances, you may only get a product run of 1,200 shoes. And if we look at the numbers based on 1,200 shoes and the fact how resale kind of works in my formula for resale, 30% of the shoes that are purchased may become shoes that end up in the resale kind of channel. So if you got 1,200, let's keep it even, 1,000 pair of shoes, you may get 300 pair of shoes that end up inside of the resale channel. Those 300 pair of shoes do absolutely nothing for branding purposes. Yeah, it's okay, it helps a little bit, but overall for Adidas or for Nike, selling 1,200 pair of shoes ain't jack. All right, so this idea that these guys are these really huge people in the industry, they're important because the fashion channel is important. And what happens is this idea that the fashion channel trickles down into the average everyday consumer. So, all right, let me get to where I'm going here. Adidas has had problems since 2017. And I did articles. I'm going to put all of these links down here at the bottom because they're really important and I have to go through them. And I don't like to keep you guys for more than 9 or 10 minutes. But I'm going to show you resale on Adidas in 2017 on NMD. 165, 174, 200. Excellent prices. 2016, 2017. Excellent prices in resale. Resale parallels retail. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are like, well, how can you say retail? Because I'm in resale. And I'm going to show you guys some numbers. And these are from my reports. This is July 2020, and I'm going to try to go through here. I had 400 resale transactions. 78% of those sales happened on StockX. The average resale price was $97. 303 pair of Nike sold out of the 400. 303 pair of Nike. Nike drives resale, and we know that Nike is kicking butt overall, but here is what's interesting. The top sellers, I did a top 10 breakdown, and two of the most surprising shoes in the top 10, the Nike Kill Shot and the Nike Blazer. That's not a collab or anything else. So let's go into this and jump in and find some information that you guys are going to really appreciate, and that is this list right here, the most popular style. So we have the most popular style: Air Force One, Nike Kill Shot, Air Jordan 1. There's no Adidas on that list. It doesn't even crack my list. So when I talk about resale and retail mirroring each other, you really should think about what I'm saying here and then kind of engage the conversation from this standpoint. So I'll go to August and I'm going to show you the same list. And these are available. If you want to go through and look at these, you can look at them. Adidas, 9 pair of shoes sold in this month. Total number of shoes sold, I think, was around 696 in August or something like that. So 400 in July, 696 things picked up. And I give you a whole list of everything that sold. But here's my comparison to the previous month, right? So 7-1, this was the list. 8-1, which is basically August. Air Force One again, Air Jordan 1, Air Jordan 1, Nike Kill Shot, Vapor Max, Air Max 97, Blazer Vintage, Air Max 90, Air Max Uptempo, Air Max 270. These are not collab shoes. And one, it's extremely difficult to get to collab shoes. So in resale, resale parallels retail, because most of the things that you're going to sell, if you're actually selling a lot of shoes, most of them are going to be regular everyday shoes, all right? So I wrote a bunch of articles and I talked about the back of the wall. It's been a difficult year for Adidas. They finally bounced back in Q3. And I know I'm talking fast and I apologize and I'm jumping around, but I'm trying to engage you guys and give you a lot to think about. And I'm going to end this by jumping over to the big drop for 2019 for Adidas. And it wasn't something that they did with a collaborator or a designer in the same way we're thinking. They worked with a lot of unknown design. 3 unknown designers released these shoes on StockX, and these shoes on StockX sold out, and they're selling above retail. They are $80 shoes, the Campus 80s, and Adidas killed it with that. So when I go back and I revisit the resale, in 2019, the sale of certain shoes for Adidas spiked. So you had some NMDs that went up to 160, 180, but the majority of them were very low. And then when you move down into 2019, 2020, the resale on NMDs were all the way down to $68. Now that's a problem, a huge problem. So let's go back here and I'm going to wrap this up with a quick look at designers releases. You got the Pierre Moss shoes, right? The number of shoes sold over the course of the year was 172 for that one style. You can go and do this type of research yourself. The Fear of God, we see these fantastic prices, but the ones that you should look at is the fact that he couldn't get the Fear of God moccasin to sell at all, and they ended up going into the clearance store and they're selling for a little bit of nothing. But if we go all on this, we come over, there's been 1,000 sales of these shoes, but they're at half off of retail. So you can continuously go through for PSNY. You can go to Ambush and see the same thing except for this Dunk, which is an anomaly. You can go to Undercover and there's not a single one that's selling above retail. So the question becomes, can Jerry Lorenzo move Adidas basketball in a different direction? Yes, but there are a lot of little factors that we all need to consider. And that's where I want to leave you guys with something to think about, and I'll see you on the next one. Whew. Peace.